Someone on the good old Twitter, Moms for Opie is his Twitter name, whatever. But but you got to see what he sent me yesterday, Anthony. It's on my Twitter, a few posts down if you want to check out the video for yourself. But here it is. It's knife-throwing mother from the 1960s.
Oh, my God. Fucking way.
Now, describe what you're seeing before we play the video.
This is a black and white photograph. Looks very old.
It's got to be the early 60s, right?
Yeah. There is a girl of 2 or 3.
Maybe whatever.
Maybe.
Whatever. I would put her at 4 or 5.
Really?
If it matters. Yeah, because
I have no idea.
I'll tell you why.
Oh, because she could talk?
I'll tell you why. Because her younger sister is going to do exactly the same thing.
Okay.
And the sister looks about 2.
Okay.
All right?
So she's standing against a wooden, planks, some wooden planks.
Right.
And she's in a lovely little one-piece bathing suit.
Right.
And
kind of looking like Shirley Temple.
A little Shirley Temple-ish.
A little bit.
And in the foreground of this shot is a fat-ass 60s mom.
In her frumpy fucking house dress.
Very frumpy. Hurling knives at this young girl and just missing her around her head and all around her very diminutive body.
With that, play the video.
Family, the Gallaghers. Connie Ann, 5 years old, and Colina Sue, 2 and a half, are a big help to Mother Luella, who is no mean hand with a handful of knives. Connie Ann is a veteran at being a target for her mother's cutlery and doesn't turn a hair at Ma's cut-ups, even though Ma's pretty sharp with the cleavers. But Connie's ready for a stand-in, and evidently Colina Sue has more trust in Mother's aim than the audience has. It takes a steady eye and a stout heart to heave knives at the apple of your eye. But this female William Tell has no qualms and plenty of faith.
This ought to keep them from dating Negroes.
A near miss, but this miss says it's as good as a smile.
The music is the greatest.
Yes.
She's throwing knives around a child.
Well, I just tried, but gosh, I'm too bashful.
Oh, no!
She's throwing meat cleavers.
She's throwing knives at
a baby.
At her children. At her children. Yeah, a 2.5-year-old.
And they're doing a little news piece on it like it's adorable and great.
Right.
And meanwhile, today, kids completely taken away.
Oh, my God, yeah.
She's pretty handy with a knife.
And they have a close-up of the girl as the knives are, a couple of them were a mere inch or 2 from her head.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Very
even like
close.
the mom was kind of doing, misses.
No.
She was trying to get as close as she can to her own child's head.
She walked
to make it
a few
impressive.
in there. She walked a few down.
Yeah,
and
she did.
Real close to the kid's head.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Ah, yes.
That was just normal behavior back in the 50s and 60s.
People just loved the spectacle.
Amazing, right?
And it was just neighbors watching in horror as she threw knives at her children. The fuck?
Neighbors just going, is anyone going to do anything
is someone
about
going to
this?
tackle this woman and arrest her?
Then they show a close-up of the mom, and she's got, like, psycho eyes.
She looked crazy.
She looked nuts, right?
But I love the announcer. Oh, that meat cleaver almost struck the baby.
And after that video plays...
A close call.
Yes. The baby almost died again.
After that video plays, it's posted on my Twitter, Opie Radio. Go to the cosmetic one, I think. The next one in, Danny? I think it's that one.
Ah.
Listen to this.
Great. I love it.
Yeah, I think this was the one. Listen to this, Ann.
Dizzy you, in and out of doors every day. Think how much dust and dirt settle on your skin. And makeup clings to your skin, too, and clogs pores. That's why your face needs a thorough cleansing each day. And that's why cleansing tests were made by an independent testing laboratory. This same kind of dirt was made just radioactive enough to register on a Geiger counter. Leading cleansing creams,
radioactive dirt on her face. They put radioactive dirt on her face and tested it with a Geiger counter. Holy shit, I love the 50s. That is hysterical. The dirt was made just radioactive enough to get her face glowing in the dark for 8 years.
And they're holding a Geiger counter right up to her face.
There's a Geiger counter on her face because they wanted to see where the dirt was. Holy mother of God.
And I guess that's how they're selling this product? Is that what it comes down to?
Well, they're selling the product because now the radioactivity represents the dirt.
Right.
So then they'll hold the Geiger counter to her face, and I'm sure
let's see.
it'll
Okay.
stop clicking.
All right, good.
Let's continue.
Were used to remove this dirt. The Geiger counter proved that Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream cleanses up to 2.5 times more thoroughly than any soap or other cleansing cream tested.
It's for white people.
When you cleanse with Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream, you know you remove dirt. And more important, you removed every trace of makeup which can clog your pores. That's why Salon Cold Cream is especially recommended for a young complexion.
Yes.
A clean skin is a healthy skin, and your skin will look smoother and clearer when you use Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream. It's so quick and easy, too. Takes no more time than improper cleansing. For particulars of this Geiger counter story,
Atomic test
write
booklet.
for this test booklet.
It says
to
Atomic
Dorothy Gray
Test
Limited,
Booklet.
Box 18.
Holy shit.
What's in
Grand
box
Central
18,
Station,
Grand Central Station, New York City? That woman's head is in there right now, all fucking rotted away from radioactivity.
Can we go back to the knife-throwing lady? Because we missed something. Kevin from Connecticut writes, Mrs. Gallagher had 3 daughters.
What happened to the third one?
The third one
Oops. Seems Mrs. Gallagher missed.
Did she take out one of her daughters with
Right
the
through
meat
the
cleaver?
forehead. Oh, my God. I cannot get enough of how things have really changed.
I love the commercials from the 50s and
Radioactive enough.
the 60s. The Geiger counter.
It picks up on a giant Geiger counter put to her face.
How can we prove that this stuff works? All right, let's cover her face in radioactive dirt.
They just loved atomic anything in the 50s. Like it was good. I was talking years ago about that shoe thing they had in shoe stores.
Tom's got it on the line, too.
Yeah.
But, explain for a second. I'm sorry.
In shoe stores, they would have these X-ray machines, and people would stand on them, and the shoe salesman, no doctor really or anything, would look at your bone structure of your feet through this X-ray and give you a better fitting shoe. Meanwhile, this thing was throwing off so much radioactivity, and it was completely unprotected, and people would just do it for the fun of it, and it was so goddamn dangerous, these fucking things.
Well, more for the salesman, right? Because they were there all day.
For salesmen, customers, yeah, everybody. And they would get leukemia from these fucking things.
And you got to think your local shoe store, too. You know, the mom would come in with the kids, and it would be a fun, quick little thing to do.
Look, I could see my feet. And I could see my bones right through my feet.
And then you're running out as a little kid telling all your friends, you got to try this. This is kind of cool.
Mommy, I'm sleepy today and my hair's falling out.
Let's go to Tom in Jersey. Tom, you know what Anthony's talking about, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. But I think it was pushed, like they did that back in like the 1930s and 40s before any of this radioactive, and it was more like a uranium sort of thing. They had like about 30,000 across the United States in shoe stores and orthopedic doctor's offices. This thing was supposed to be the modern marvel of the world, realizing that you're going to get a big old cancer foot from it.
Sure. Big old cancer foot.
Unbelievable.
By the way, the worst shoes ever are being shown in the video.
Aren't they wonderful?
Like Ichabod Crane shoes.
Ichabod Crane.
They're x-raying the feet inside those horrible shoes.
Yeah.
To show you how bad the shoes are.
Grossly deformed feet. And look at the feet of the Negro.
Yes.
Wonderful. Step up to the X-ray machine, Tuskegee Airmen. Yes, we love testing radioactivity out on Negroes. See what happens to them first. They glow as they take a drink from their own fountain. Wonderful.
Oh,
the fluoroscope. Yes, step into the fluoroscope. Get yourself some leukemia.
Let's say hi.
Smoke a lucky.
Oh, what do we got? Okay, sorry about that. Let me go to Tony in Jersey. Tony,
how much cancer can you get in you? X-ray machines, Lucky Strikes, radioactive makeup.
Jesus.
Look at how big the X-ray machine, too.
Oh,
A big wooden box.
Giant.
You had to step up into and then look.
You look in binoculars and get eye cancer from it.
Right.
Just every part of your body is just getting irradiated.
That couldn't be good for you.
Oh, it's just twisting your DNA into pretzels. Holy
Do you know how?
shit.
I bet you some kids spent hours.
Oh, hours looking at his foot bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get my face under here? Go ahead, Johnny. Give it a whirl.
Oh, you know, somebody put their hands under.
Just X-raying his brain. Yeah, stick your head in there, little Johnny.
X-ray. Everything looked so cheap and cartoonish in the 50s.
It did.
What adult would go buy shoes X-ray fitted?
Well, it was the modern way to buy shoes. What do you want, Mom, to just touch and see if your toe comes to the tip of the shoe? Or do you want to see your bone structure right through your feet in the modern way? Of course, you'll have tumors growing off of your legs within a week.
Yeah, why is there cauliflower on my foot bones?
Look at that, just flip the on switch, push and hold. 20 to 70 rems per minute.
Is that bad?
That's not good. As opposed to good.
I don't know what a REM is.
That's 5 rems per year come off of a nuclear power plant.
Really?
Yeah.
And how many rems for the foot machine?
That was like 25 rems.
Per minute to 75 a minute.
Per minute. And 5 rems per year come off of the containment unit of a nuclear power plant.
Do you know how many foot people, how many Foot Locker employees are fucking dead of leukemia in the 50s?
Holy shit.
It really is insanity.
Let's go to Tony in New Jersey. He's got another one. Tony.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yeah, I saw something like on an old newsreel, you know, the people like dressed up in the 40s, the guys with their jaunty little fedoras and shit.
Yes.
And they're walking down a ladder into a pool filled with like dry cleaning fluid. And they're walking out the other side to prove that the dry cleaning fluid is safe. And the guy's like, and look how clean their clothes are.
I remember that one.
You do?
Yeah. And meanwhile, dry cleaning fluid is so fucking toxic.
Is it?
Bad.
Oh, they just love that shit.
And another one I saw, too, it had a bunch of people standing there, like, all waving and stuff, like, all stupid, and they're spraying DDT on them to show, oh, this is the new insecticide.
Yeah. DDT, it's wonderful.
It's good for your health.
In on that documentary Atomic Cafe,
Thanks,
they have the nuclear blasts and the soldiers running right into it. And beforehand, like, there's this just bad acting of this soldier going, and he's with the chaplain. It's like, well, Father, what are we going to see when the atomic blast goes off? And the father goes, well, son, what you'll see is a large mushroom cloud, and the fires will rise up to the heavens.
Oh, jeez.
Giving you a wonderful look at the power that we're just really talking it up. And then they're wearing these radioactive badges, and the atomic blast goes off, and they jump out of their trenches and just rush toward the mushroom cloud.
Why?
And certain death. Because they wanted to train the soldiers just in case they were using they didn't know. They thought these bombs were going to be used all the time. Just drop them at any little fucking argument you have. and they thought it was like going to be they would have to then use a tactical battlefield nuke and then run into the blast to finish everyone off.
You run in there with fucking dustbusters and clean the mess up.
Yes. Or makeup.
Run in there with a broom.
Okay. Send in the first line of Negroes. No, not that it's bad, but just send them in first.
They also have all the radiation patches that they were wearing to see if they had received a lethal dose of radiation.
Yeah.
So after one of these blast tests, they're interviewing one of these guys, and his patch had went off, indicating that he had received a lethal dose of radiation. He's like, and he's all smiling. He's like, "Well, yeah, it went off, but yeah, I'm still standing."
Not knowing it's going to take a little while.
He sneezes and all his hair falls out of his shoes.
Out. Yes, duck and cover. Duck and cover.
Let's go to Matt in Collegeville. Matt.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, man.
There was a kit that they used to sell to kids. It was like Dr. Atomic something or other, and it was like an experiment kit that actually included real radium.
Yeah, radium was a giant problem back in the day. A lot of women worked at watch factories, by the way, and when you get a glow-in-the-dark dial on a watch back then, it was radium. And they would hand paint it on with these tiny little brushes, like you do it with paint by number brushes. And they'd have a little thing of radium next to them. And they would dip it in and paint it. And
12 hours a day.
Not only that, but a lot of times, if you notice when a paintbrush, if you use it too much, it spreads out.
Yeah, so you got to take your fingers and.
They didn't do it with their fingers. They would lick it. They would. They would lick it with their tongue and give it a twist, so it was pointy again.
Sure.
And then they dip in the radium.
Just licking radium all day.
And then, meanwhile, like the waste was just being dumped in barrels out back into ditches and stuff. So it's just. Everything was radioactive back then.
You think that caused a problem?
Oh, huge.
You think that might have caused a problem?
Oh, my God.
Let's go to Jeremy in Cleveland. Jeremy
in Cleveland.
Hey, boys.
He's playing the Opie song in the background.
I hate you, Jeremy.
What was the song? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, boys. Anyways, about years ago, they closed this old clinic down by my house. Well, me and my friends got the bright idea to break into it because we were stupid. There was an old X-ray machine in there. We spent about 2 hours just taking unprotected X-rays of ourselves.
That's great.
Yeah, wonderful.
Are you sterile? Are your balls like raisins?
I have no idea. Haven't had any kid scares, so
there you go.
Sterile.
Yeah. Nice.
Later, boys.
All right.
Later.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the shock wave. They're right. They say that the atomic particles will just bounce off your skin. They can only enter through an open wound. But don't worry. And then people are worried about, see, through an open wound.
How about your mouth or nose?
Still isn't lethal. It's okay. And then they talk about how, look, the guy's just got a mouthful of radioactive dirt. These idiots. Oh, that was the guy that got the lethal dose?
How about all that smoke and dust and radiation? What you? I couldn't see. I couldn't see for quite a spell. Just haze.
Oh, Jesus.
They're all looking into it.
Yeah,
They just took an atomic bomb to the face.
To the face!
You think they got dusty eyes? Oh, okay.
No, just regular GI white clothes.
GI white clothes. That's tough to the knee.
On your lapels here, this white badge. Can you tell me what that is?
That's a film badge to determine, detect the amount of radiation you've received in the area.
And they can tell from that if you received a lethal dose.
That's right. That's right, they can.
Lethal
No
dose.
masks?
Nothing. They're standing in foxholes. They got a blast in the face of radioactive dirt and dust and debris. And now they're jumping out of their foxholes and marching towards the giant mushroom cloud that the atomic bomb has left. Marching towards an atom bomb explosion. Oh, the 50s. What an innocent time. I wish we could go back.
You would think that was special effects
That,
from a
that
movie.
looks like CGI, right? Because no one would do that.
Now they're just running toward it.
They're running toward it. That's what they were told
like
to
it's
do.
a candy cloud.
That's a cloud of candy.
Salt Lake City on U.S. Highway 91.
Yes.
You'd pass through St. George, Utah.
Oops.
Just a short way
The wind seems to have changed direction.
40 miles to the west.
Oh, just kids walking.
I love this.
They inform these people to just stay in their homes and you'll be safe from the radioactive cloud.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news.
Opie and
Word
Anthony.
has just been received from the Atomic Energy Commission that due to a change in wind direction, the residue from this morning's atomic detonation is drifting in the direction of St. George.
Oh, that's good.
It is suggested that everyone remain indoors for 1 hour or until further notice.
An hour.
There is no danger.
Of course.
This is simply routine Atomic Energy Commission
Don't
safety
worry about it.
procedure.
It's okay. It's just an atom bomb.
Parents need not be alarmed
Just
about
fallout.
children at school.
No.
recesses outdoors will be permitted.
And as the people at St. George took cover, it was natural that some of them had questions about atomic tests.
What is the atomic bomb?
Why do we have to test bombs?
How little an amount of radiation will cause how many mutations?
Mutations.
Never before have so many known so little about a subject so big.
And this is
so
Beaver's
important.
father, Ward Cleaver.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
The capabilities of most weapons are pretty well understood, but when it comes to atomic explosions,
He goes,
the guessing game.
let's get to know the atomic bomb.
All right, let's take a few minutes right now and get acquainted with an A-bomb.
Get acquainted with an A-bomb. With an A-bomb.
Meet test able.
Meat test able. How about no?
A submarine bomb exploded in a harbor might affect a city. The affected area would be a poor picnic site, but might be entered briefly or passed through quickly with a varying degree of risk. Risk is something the military doesn't
Hanky
have a
over their
control
nose is
over.
supposed
hanky
to
over the nose.
supposed to protect them.
Accepted in a matter-of-fact manner in civilian life. Risk is part of the pattern of daily routine.
Like burning a roast they're showing a woman. Or getting scalded a little in the shower. Or slipping. It's the same thing as an A-bomb going off.
Some of the falsehoods circulated
this is
about
great.
radiation effects are trivial but upsetting. They're beamed right at one's self-esteem.
See?
And will eventually result in a race of bald-headed people. Just imagine.
They show the guy's hair coming out as he's combing it.
Yeah. Now they show him bald.
Call you old skinhead, old chrome dome. And that's not all radioactivity will do. It will...
It will what?
Exposure to radiation will cause loss of hair. The treatment, if you'd insist, would be symptomatic. A toupee. But the condition would only be temporary. Your hair would come back. Same color, same cowling. Which puts the finger squarely upon one of the major fallacies in the public
If your hair's falling out due to an atomic blast, it ain't growing back.
They're telling you it's going to grow back in.
Worrying capacity to an agent that constitutes only about 15% of an atomic bomb's destroying potential.
Okay.
And that's unsound. Doesn't fit.
No. 85% worry and only 15% death.
Who loudly maintain that there is no actual threat to the free world at all.
Who's that?
Certainly none that can justify
I don't know,
either
but he
nuclear
certainly looks
testing
official.
or nuclear armament.
Yes.
The opposite viewpoint holds that the development of our nuclear power has been an absolutely necessary protection against communist hostility.
I bet he's a
and nuclear
Republican.
threats.
Oh, boy.
In this view,
He's
that fucking propaganda minister piece of shit.
will be seen as those of unidentified soldiers.
Hairdo.
In the service
It's
of
just
humanity.
fantastic,
we got
man.
Unknown soldiers.
We got a grandfather. Well, guys,
okay.
grandfather was one of the guys that walked
One of
toward
the
the
guys?
mushroom
Oh,
clouds.
boy.
Rob in Delaware. What's up, Rob?
Yeah, not too much. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Yeah, back in the 50s, my grandfather was in the National Guard.
Oh, my God, I'm getting fallout from Jimmy's asshole. Sorry.
Sorry, sir.
Go ahead.
So they sent him to New Mexico for an exercise, and part of that exercise was walking into an H-bomb cloud right after it went off. And between that and starting smoking at probably about 13 or so, that's probably why I got lung cancer and had to have a lung removed at 40.
What's the difference between H-bomb and A-bomb?
At 40?
Yeah, about there. Yeah, it was in the early to mid, within a few years of that, actually.
Wow. Is he still alive? I guess.
No, he made it.
Any of these guys still alive?
No, I would.
Okay.
Some of them probably are. I've seen like interviews.
Well, that's before the 50s, isn't it?
That was no,
40s?
that was 50s.
50s?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. No, it wasn't Alamogordo. This was sometime late 50s, early 60s.
What's the difference between an H-bomb and an A-bomb?
Oh, an A-bomb. An H-bomb actually uses an A-bomb as a detonator. Yeah. It's insanity.
H-bombs are worse.
Yeah.
H is way worse, right?
Yeah. H-bomb uses A-bomb from A-Rod. Yeah, an H-bomb uses a hydrogen atom. Yeah.
What was the ones in Nagasaki and Hiroshima?
Those are atomic bombs.
A-bombs?
Yeah.
H-bombs are worse?
Oh, yeah.
Way worse.
A
We never
lot
dropped an
worse.
H-bomb.
Yeah. No, we've exploded them above ground. So have the Russians on our own, soil, testing them and on certain islands and stuff. But we haven't used them against anybody. No, the only ones that we used were Hiroshima and Nagasaki in war.
An H-bomb?
Yeah, that's H-bomb.
How many A-bombs equal an H-bomb?
Oh my God, it all depends. You get into massive kilotons now. 10 megaton H-bomb is how many times more than Nagasaki bomb?
Once.
It's a ridiculous amount. It's a ridiculous amount. I don't know offhand.
All right, let's say hi to Russ.
But believe me, it is crazy fucking more powerful.
Yeah. Russ, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah, a buddy of mine lives out in Nevada, and he dated a girl for a while that grew up in St. George. She ended up with thyroid cancer, bone cancer, and she said half the town had some kind of cancer, leukemia, whatever, just from all that shit. Anybody that was over, say, 50 years old pretty much only made it to about 60 years old.
You think there were a lot of problems in that town? Obviously, years later.
They're saying a lot of the Hollywood people too. Even John Wayne succumbed to cancer because of a lot of the westerns that they filmed in that area that all the nuclear testing was done in.
Right.
It wasn't the 20,000 cigarettes they all smoked today,
Right.
but
it was still a radioactive area.
Yeah, of course.
As they're filming their westerns.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess we did that. Actually, this guy, that paint you were talking about, Dave in Connecticut. Dave.
Morning, boys.
Good morning, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
My dad used to use the the radioactive paint, the glow-in-the-dark paint back in the day.
Yeah.
And so to make it really fine, you put the paintbrush in your mouth, twirl it around, get a fine point, dip it in the paint, make a nice little dot or something like that, put the paintbrush back in your mouth. So he was eating this stuff pretty much on a constant basis for years.
Eat it.
Yeah. One of their
Eat that
tricks they used
shit.
to they used to have the little meters like you were talking about. They used to think it was fun to make them trip and scare the lady outside the door who had to look at him every single day. It was a happy little game.
Jeez. Anything happened to your dad, health-wise?
No, so far he's still going, but
You think it's a ticking time bomb inside this guy's father, though?
Yeah.
Sorry to say that, man. It's your dad, but it doesn't sound like that's going to work out in the end for him.
No, if it hasn't got him yet.
No, they used to think it was hilarious. It's like, oh, look, we scared Mabel with the little atomic meter again.
Glow in the dark tongue and stuff.
Right.
The H bomb is
Thank you, Dave.
about 10 times more powerful than the atomic bomb.
And they have stuff that's even stronger than that, don't they?
Yeah. That's like your mid-range H bomb. But picture 10 atomic bombs going off at the same time, like the ones that were dropped on Hiroshima. Going off at the exact same time.
Would that be a problem, man?
Oh, man.
Would that be a
big.
problem?
Ouch.
Hey, you think, we're laughing at all this stuff that, like, the people before us did.
Oh, yeah.
With the fucking foot x-ray.
Oh, what are we doing now?
Are we going to be like, what the fuck were we thinking with the cell phones?
I think...
the cell phones are the obvious one, right?
Cell phones would probably be one.
Is some dopey jock going to look back and, like, look at old footage of us using cell phones and go, what were they thinking?
And just staring into monitors and... all of our little electronic equipment and computer screens for so long. And I think medication, a lot of the over-medicating and prescription drugs that everybody's doing now, I think that'll come back and bite us in the ass. Microwave ovens.
They'll actually show footage. Us being seen using cell phones would be like us watching somebody from the 50s holding a hot iron to their face and singing into it.
Exactly.
Iron.
Exactly.
Look at the size of that friggin' plasma bubble.
They can. It's radio.
I'm singing, Jim.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you want to look one up, just look up hydrogen bomb explode. It vaporizes the clouds all around
Are those clouds vaporizing?
Yeah, those are just clouds vaporizing.
I thought it would be a good idea that humans need this. Come on.
A lot of power right there.
What the fuck is that about?
That's a lot of juice. I love how we really figured out well how to get it and to use it to kill people really efficiently. But then, we have a hard time making power with it.
Can't figure out something that
we
would
can
be
make
very
power.
useful,
We
right?
have nuclear power plants, but nothing as effective as that.
Is that a lot of power?
Oh, God, there's got to be so much juice in there. So much juice. It's like a little sun.
Why don't we take a break? We got other things to do.
People say this is the nuclear stuff is bad. It can make another Bruce Bixby. Bruce Bixby.
Good old Bruce Bixby.
I made a mistake.
People remember.
I meant Bill Bixby.
Bruce Bixby.
Good old Bruce Bixby. I like Bruce Bixby.
That's great.
Why don't we take a break? We'll continue.
All right, well, that sucked. To hear the Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand, go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, @Opie Radio, @Anthony Cumia, and @Jim Norton.